Hey everyone, today I wanted to talk about foam rolling. I'll just show you kind of how to use foam rollers and all the foam rollers that I have. All you really need is one foam roller, and I'll just kind of show you the differences in the foam rollers that I have. So I've been using foam rollers for about 8 or 9 years and have had lots of good success with them, and they've kept me from getting injured. Foam rolling is something that I try and do every day. When I go a few days without foam rolling, I definitely start to notice it. My calves will get tight and I'll just get achy kind of all over. When I put foam rolling off for too long, then that's usually when I need a massage. If you go to a good massage therapist, or sometimes even physiotherapy if you need it, they know what they're doing and they'll get all the knots out and have you feeling flexible and good in no time at all. Start with my favorite foam roller. It's from a company called Trigger Point, and they make this foam roller called the Grid. This was the very first foam roller that I bought, and I've had it for probably 8 or 9 years, and it will last me my entire life. Pretty basic foam roller. It does have different textures on it. I don't really notice it that much when I roll, but good for just maintaining every day. I usually give a quick go over with on my calves, on my back. It's great for cracking your back. Quads. The only downside to this foam roller is that you can't get into your hamstrings that good, but that goes for almost all foam rollers. Another good thing about this one is whenever I travel, I almost always take the Grid with me because it's hollow inside and I can just shove some extra clothes or pack whatever inside, and it doesn't take up much room in my suitcase. My second foam roller isn't actually a foam roller, but it's from the company Trigger Point as well, and it's just a Trigger Point ball. So if you use something like a lacrosse ball, that's probably going to be a little bit too hard to do what you want it to, and something like a tennis ball is going to be a little bit too soft. That's why Trigger Point came out with this product. It's the right density that it's not going to cut off the blood flow, but it's not going to be so soft that you're not going to get the benefits. This ball is awesome for working on the glutes. You can also work on your pecs with it, help loosen those up as well. Anywhere that you have a very specific knot or problem spot, use the Trigger Point ball and it'll help loosen it up for you. The third foam roller that I like to use is from Trigger Point as well. This one's called the Quadballer, and this one is really good for the quads. I don't use it that much, but when I have issues with my quads, this is usually my go-to foam roller. And fourth, I have this crazy looking foam roller, and this is called the Rumble Roller. This roller comes in 2 densities, I believe. The blue is a little bit softer, it's still very hard, and the black is a very hard foam roller. And this one, as you can see, has all these little bumps on it. And this foam roller is really good for getting into the hamstrings. And just like the ball I showed you, it can really get into very specific spots. I don't use the Rumble Roller that much, but I probably should, as it works awesome. So yeah, if you can handle a lot of pain and you have some issues in your legs, I definitely recommend getting a Rumble Roller. And then lastly, not really a foam roller again, but does the same job. It's called the Stick. I don't use the Stick that often. I like to travel with it sometimes. The only area that I can really get in good is sometimes the quads, but mostly the calves. And yeah, the Stick was the very first thing I bought and kind of introduced me to foam rolling. So that's it. That's my foam rollers and kind of how I use each of them. I use the Grid the most, and then the Stick and the Rumble Roller probably the least. And make it part of your training if you're not committed enough to do it in your off time or your rest time. So maybe if you have an hour and 15-minute ride to do, maybe make it an hour and 5 minutes and spend the last 10 minutes foam rolling. Even if you do that every few days, it's going to help you out so much. And just remember, you need to work the knots out in your muscles. You can stretch and stretch and stretch, but just think of it as if you tie a knot in a shoelace and you just keep stretching it, the knot's not going to disappear. You need to actually get in there and work that knot out. And that's what foam rolling does. And if you haven't foam rolled or got a massage in a while, maybe go to a massage therapist or a physio and have them work on you first to kind of loosen you up, and then you can start to maintain with the foam roller. If you have any questions, just comment below and I'll answer as best I can.